Hi everyone. So I'll be talking about cyber forensics. First, let's see what cybersecurity. So cybersecurity usually tells like how to be protected, uh, to be protected in a digital environment. Suppose like how you can protect internet, wide area network, local area network, routers, printers, and network appliances. So all these things, it basically tells like how you can be cyber aware. So this is cybersecurity. Why cybersecurity? So individuals, companies, financial firms, and colleges are protected from cyber threats such as like kill chain, zero-day attacks, ransomware, and malware. So in order to be protected from all these things, the people should be aware of all cybersecurity mechanisms and what are the ways in order to be protected from. So what how we can be protected? So like if you see databases, networks, hardware, firewalls, and encryption are all used to keep the assets running safely. So usage of these things will can protect your data, like, and therefore you can be it can protect your confidentiality, integrity, and availability of data. So, coming to the topic, what is cyber forensics? So, cyber forensics is actually a process of collecting, storing, and reviewing computer-related data for investigative purposes while maintaining data integrity. So, why? Identifies what occurred, how it happened, why it happened, and who was involved in criminal investigations. How we can do this? By actually this digital forensics has four steps. If you see, first one is identification, the second one is preservation, third analysis, and fourth presentation. So now let's look at the relationship between cybersecurity and cyber forensics. So cybersecurity actually tells us how to defend electronic assets from hacks in a public environment, whereas cyber forensics investigates how a attack has happened, how a policy was broken, and who was to blame. So cybersecurity actually tells like how to prevent from attack, but whereas cyber forensics will tell like how to deal with the cyber attack after that incident. So if you see the feedback cycle of cybersecurity and cyber forensics, we can say like it's actually a cycle. Cybersecurity is a large field under which cyber forensics will become. So both are interrelated if you see from this type. So now let's look at the Edmonds Lopez principle. So what this principle states like, suppose if a criminal is entering house, suppose and he steals something and he leaves house, it can be stated that he will obviously leave any of the evidence for us. He will be obviously leaving any of the evidence in room with which we can further investigate the case. So this is what the elements look at principal stage. It's actually that a criminal can carry something into the crime scene and take something away from it, all of which can be used as forensic evidence. Therefore, any cyber fraud or cyber crime will have evidence. So based on this evidence, we can just investigate further on this case. So, if you see, digital forensic investigation process models include 6 steps. So, first one being the identification, second one collection, third one preservation. So, all these 3 steps are done at the crime scene, whereas examination, analysis, and presentation are done in the research lab. First one, what is identification? So, the first step of identification, basically, you will just enter into the crime scene and you will just analyze all what are the first you will analyze the target, then in the target you will just analyze what is the scope of that incident and how will you examine the situation, what are the internal civil or criminal nature of the case, and then case characteristics. All those things will be investigated in the identification phase. And you will just uh, you will just try to figure out what are the potential sources of relevant evidence on that information, or it can be a device which will be serving as a key custodians and data locations. So all those things are identified during this point in the identification phase. Coming to the next step, which is collection. So here, once you have analyzed all these things, you'll be seeing you'll be gathering all the digital data that could be useful in the investigation. So if here you'll be taking pictures, you'll be imaging, copying or printing out the detail of the electronic devices from the crime or incident scene. It can be a part of the collection process. So you just acquire all the evidences without tampering without tampering anything, and you will be taking it to the lab and you'll be doing research on that. So all those things will help in the collection phase. So what is the most important thing in during collection of evidence? So what we can do is we can document every step, and we can lawfully capture evidence, and we can make cryptographically verifiable copies. Then we can set up secure storage of collected evidence. Then we can establish a chain of custody, which is actually a form where it will ask you details like what is the it will briefly describe about the incident details, like when the incident happened, what are the evidence acquired, and all those details will be available in the chain of custody. And it is always suggested that we should duplicate the evidence, because all this research should be carried out only in the duplicated ones. Because if you do research on any of the original evidence, there's a chance like it might get tampered. So always analyze copies only. And other thing will be use legally obtained reputed tools. We should always use the trusted ones. If we are using any untested ones, there is a chance like the evidence might get tampered. So these are the most important things while collecting evidence. Then we are coming to the preservation step. So here, the process of preserving relevant electronically stored information by protecting the crime or incident scene, therefore capturing visual images of the scene and documenting all relevant information about the evidence and how it was acquired. So once you have collected all the evidence, you need to preserve that evidence so that you can present it to the judge in the court. So this is actually an important step, because information may be lost upon lack of care on volatile electronic devices. Suppose if we have collected the evidence and there is improper concentration being focused on it, then there is a chance like you might lose this evidence, or there will be some uh, uh, there will be tampering of evidence. So this step is crucial in digital forensics. So next step will be the examination. So once we have collected and preserved evidence, so we'll be analyzing and you will try to extract some useful information from the digital information. So this extraction refers to the recovery of data from its media. So suppose if you are acquiring any hard disks, first you will try to find any you will try to find with the help of keywords. Uh, uh, Suppose if the hack is related to some ransomware, so you'll try to find what are the possible critical information that the hacker will try to hack. So you'll be using with the help of keywords in the software. Then comes the analysis. So once we have examined the evidence, then now you will try to come up with the analysis, where the outputs of the examination are data objects found in the collected information. This may include system and user generated files. And in that here, you will be performing an in-depth systematic search of evidence relating to the incident being investigated. So you'll be just documenting all those issues, and what are the details need to be presented in front of the judge. So we'll be preparing all those details in this phase. So next comes the presentation phase. So once we have done all the research and we have found all those conclusions, then you will be coming up with the reports based on proven techniques and what are the methodologies used in for investigate during the investigation phase of the case. And we will also include the aspects that other competent forensic examiners should be able to duplicate and reproduce the same result. So then once we have done with the presentation, we will be just presenting all those collected evidence, then we will be presenting in front of the judge, and then the judge might give you the decision, and then the hacker might be legally punished under this. So these are the steps involved in digital forensics, and this is how the flow works. So, thank you.